All right, and now it's time for Data Point. And today I told you that you're talking about the new university funding model. We want to take a look at some of the numbers that you need to be concerned about, because so far there are 173,345 students that qualify for direct university entry. That is, they scored C+ and above in the 2022 KCSE examinations. That was last year. There are 39 public universities. There are 30 private universities. And I'll be taking you through what that means, what options, what courses exist at what universities, what are the differences in terms of should you go to a public university or should you go to a private university, and what that would mean, especially when it comes to matters of affording the university education. We start by looking at some of the courses that are offered. This is Bachelor of Nursing. It is offered at different universities. For instance, if you look at the public universities, you'll find it at KU, Kenyatta University, Mama Ngina College. This is the cheapest in the public sector. It is charging 270,000 shillings for every year. This is from the first year of study. Dedan Kimathi is charging the highest in terms of fees for the first year. It is 340,000 shillings. At the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, the cheapest in as far as, actually, if you look at across public and private universities, it is charging 188,200 shillings per year. That is the first year. Then Uzima College is the most expensive when it comes to the private universities, but also all the universities at 367,100 shillings for the first year. Now, if you have to look at another course, that is Bachelor of Medicine. So far, we've seen several universities that are offering this. Masinda Muliro, which is public university, is the cheapest in that front. That is the 306,000 shillings. Moi University, Maseno, Kenyatta University and JKUAT are the most expensive at 612,000 shillings for the first year of study. But on the private sector side, or the private universities, Mount Kenya University is the cheapest at 510,000 shillings for the first year. Uzima University is the most expensive for private universities at 592,500 shillings. If you cross to another course, this is one of the popular courses, this is Bachelor of Arts in, Bachelor of Education in Arts. At public universities, many universities are offering that. Alupe University in Busia is the cheapest at 122,400 shillings for the first year. Kisii University is the most expensive public university for this program at 283,135 shillings. Now, for the private sector, the Kiriri Women's University of Science and Technology is the cheapest across board, actually. This is 82,350 shillings for the first year. Daystar University is the most expensive on that front for the private sector at 257,000 shillings, 800 shillings. Another program that is also popular is Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Education Science. Kisii University is the most expensive when it comes to across all universities, both private and public. It is charging 295,885 shillings in as far as the first year is concerned. Alupe, the cheaper one, this is the cheapest for public sector, 222,400 shillings. For the private universities, Lukenya is the cheapest, 86,200 shillings, and actually the cheapest across board. For the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, 200,000 shillings is what you'll pay for the first year of study. Let's look at another program, which is quite prestigious. This is a Bachelor of Laws, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, the most expensive, 230,000. Well, yes. Then Embu University is the cheapest for public sector, 183,600. Daystar is the most expensive across board, 335,000 for the first year. Mount Kenya University, the cheapest across board, 170,000 shillings for the first year. To another program, this is Bachelor of Science Civil Engineering. Now, important to note that civil engineering is only available in public universities. There's no private university offering that. The University of Nairobi is the most expensive for the first year, 238,208. The Technical University of Kenya in Nairobi, 183,600 shillings, again, only offered at public universities. But what does this mean when it comes to financing? There is what the Higher Education Loans Board is calling means testing instrument that is going to inform them how do you finance the students. They'll be looking at 8 parameters. The first one is parents' background. What do they do? How much is their income? They'll be looking at the gender. Male and female, you have different scores. Then the course type, is it a science-based course or is it in the arts sector? And we're getting to the point of the categories of students that will have. The government has categorized learners into vulnerable, extremely needy, and less needy. We're taking an instance that you understand these are the numbers of students that are considered to be these categories. For less needy, they are the majority at 84,100. And in terms of the financing, the most beneficiaries will be those that are considered vulnerable and extremely needy, that will be getting between 82% and 70% of the government financing. They'll be required to take a loan that will now cover the remainder of the expenditure. Let's take a case of a course here. This is medicine at Moi University. The cost is 612,000 shillings per year. For the first year, for instance, the vulnerable learners will be allocated 501,000 shillings from the government scholarship. The remainder, which is at 110,000 shillings, will be in form of loan to be given by HELB. The family will be paying 0 shillings because of, obviously, of their economic status. But if you calculate this for the 6 years that they will be in school, then it comes to 660,000 shillings that they will owe HELB by the end of the 6 years. For the extremely needy, the pattern is similar. At the end of the 6 years, they'll be owing HELB 1.1 million shillings. For the needy students, that is those in this category, 324,000, which is about what the government will be financing in terms of the scholarship. The loan that you'll get from HELB is 244,000 shillings, 800. By the end of 6 years, it will be at 1.47 million shillings, but the family will be contributing 42,840. For the less needy, these are the able that do not necessarily need a lot of support from government. The government scholarship will be limited at 232,000. The loan from HELB will be 336,600 every year. The family contribution is 42,000, which is equivalent to 7%. But there's a catch there because in 6 years' time, the loan will be at 2 million shillings. So once a learner finishes school, they'll be owing that amount. But then again, there's an education program here, Bachelor of Education in Arts at KC University, costing 283,000. This is how it spreads. For the less needy, they will have a loan of 622,897 before they can find a job with either Teacher Service Commission or private school. They will have that to owe to HELB. And of course, the cheaper institution so far is Kireri Women's at 82,450 shillings. But obviously, there are many issues that are happening between May and July. The students will be choosing their courses. This is happening at the moment. I told you there are 13 days to go to the closure of that portal. Between July and September, the funding request to be made, students to make applications for the scholarships and loans from HELB. And by September, the disbursement of funds to students should happen. And of course, this is dependent on availability of funds. The continuing students will remain on the current terms, but in the meantime, after now, no more government financing will be going to private universities apart from those students that are continuing with their academics. And that is Data Point this Thursday.